Yo, what up, everybody? It's your host, Dusty Fredericks, aka, or better known as JP, I should say. This is episode 2 of 3 Count Reviews. I'm, as you can say, technically on location. I'm a full-time dancer and teacher and whatnot, so I'm at one of my studios right now in between classes. So on episode 2, I wanted to get into news about AEW, All Elite Wrestling, if you don't know about it, what it means for the future of wrestling as far as WWE is concerned, and, just a few facts, just to get you guys up to speed if you don't know what's going on already. So let's get into it, and yeah. So first thing I want to talk about is All Elite Wrestling is a promotion that was started by Cody, better known as Cody Rhodes, and the Young Bucks, and in my assumption, as well as Kenny Omega. The way All Elite Wrestling actually started was a dare brought on by Dave Meltzer. If you're not sure who that is, check out Busted Open Radio. You can even find them on YouTube. Dave Meltzer is a long time wrestling critic, if you will, highly respected, long time in the game. And pretty much he had said online that Cody and the Young Bucks, who at the time belonged to New Japan Pro Wrestling and ROH, he had said to them that there's no way them, let alone anyone else other than the WWE, could ever sell out a 10,000 person arena. So, of course, being who they are, they take on the challenge and they put on an event called All In, which pretty much defines the fact that they put everything on the line to put on a promotion, all because they were told that there was no way that something like this could happen. And what did they do? They sold out. The first pay-per-view was absolutely amazing. It was, there was of course some technical difficulties, which didn't bother me because I figured they were putting on their own event. But hands down, it was just one of the best wrestling pay-per-views I had seen all year, which took place this last year. So after that, after the crowd reception, the industry reception to All In, and all the work that Cody, the Young Bucks, and everyone a part of it had put in, then that's how AEW, All Elite Wrestling, started to culminate. And then it was decided that they would build their own promotion, bring a change to what you see in everyday wrestling, which most of the time is just WWE, Raw, SmackDown, NXT. Unfortunately, most people, or at least that I gather, don't see the indie world, let alone even know about it, which is part of the reason why I'm here, to shine some light on not just WWE news or anything like that, but as well as NJPW, ROH, and the rest of the indie scene. So they pretty much started this promotion, and it caused huge waves in the industry. Cody and the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega have partnered themselves with Tony Khan, who owns the Jacksonville Jaguars, the football team. We'll actually get into Jacksonville in a little bit, but so they partner with Tony Khan. Tony Khan is a multi-billionaire, just like Vince McMahon. As far as I'm concerned, I think Tony Khan is worth more right now than Vince McMahon himself is, especially after all the years of everything that Vince McMahon has done. I do believe that Tony Khan is worth more. Now, what that has to do and say for AEW is the mere fact that if their investor, their backer, the president of this company, Tony Khan is the president and CEO of the company, Cody, the Young Bucks, and Kenny Omega are the executive vice presidents, the EVPs. if he's worth more than Vince McMahon, owns the Jacksonville Jaguars, that just means that right off the bat, it can seem like AEW just has these unlimited resources at their disposal, and with someone like Tony, by their side, I do feel like this is going to be a very successful promotion. As far as talent goes, we have Kenny Omega, J. Chris. Wow, shout out J. Chris. That's my brother. Kenny Omega, and we have. Wow, I'm really drawing a blank right now. My gosh. So for the talent signings for AEW so far, they're, like I said, Kenny Omega, Chris Jericho, which, if you didn't know, Chris Jericho hasn't wrestled with the WWE for a while. He was written off TV, I believe, sometime early last year or the year before. I want to say last year. And ever since, he's just been doing his own thing. And then for a while, he was working with NJPW, got close to the Young Bucks and Cody. He already knew Cody from WWE. If you don't know, Cody Rhodes is the son of Dusty Rhodes and Goldust's little brother. And so Jericho signed with AEW, which was a huge impact to, the industry. Nobody really knew what was going on with Chris Jericho, because we saw him, fight with Kenny Omega at Wrestle Kingdom. He had, the other storyline stuff going on, but we just didn't really know, like, okay, but is this, is he just taking time off? Is he going to come back to the WWE? And then there was speculation for a while that, he going to join AEW? So he ends up signing with AEW and he announces it at the rally, their first rally, which took place down the street from SmackDown Live. And then from there on out, they've just kept announcing talent. Excuse me. And excuse me, sorry about that. So, and they just keep announcing talent. They even had their second, I think they called it the pool party. It took place outside of the MGM Grand, which is the next pay-per-view location for Double or Nothing. So if you don't know, Double or Nothing is the first official pay-per-view for AEW. But I wouldn't necessarily say that. I would say AEW as a corporation, yes, existed after All In. But I do feel like All In was already AEW. So as far as I'm concerned, it's the second pay-per-view. And Double or Nothing is going to take place on May 25th at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. You're going to see people like Sonny Kiss, which, by the way, is an openly gay wrestler. AEW said that they were very, very big on being all-inclusive, which also includes, I forget which company they had mentioned, but AEW partnered with a company so that they can issue noise-canceling devices and whatnot to fans in the crowd that unfortunately can't handle, a lot of what goes on during the shows. There was even a fan who had reported that, she's just super happy to go to a wrestling event where halfway through she doesn't have to walk out because it's so intense that she feels like she's going to break down and cry. And I just think that's so amazing, for those that are, hearing impaired and whatnot, for the LGBTQ community as well. I just think it's absolutely amazing what AEW is doing right now with bringing Sonny Kiss on and partnering with this other company so that everyone can just have a great experience and a great time at their event. Because we all know WWE kind of has, they do a lot of charity, but when it comes to taking care of their fans at their events, or even their own employees, rather with, mental issues and whatnot, there hasn't really been a great track record. But I wouldn't necessarily say that WWE doesn't care. But, like I said, they do so much charity work. It's ridiculous. It's a great thing, but it is a lot. So, and then we have other talent as the Best Friends, who I'm not too familiar with, but they seem like a great act that will be joining the roster coming up. You have Cody's wife, Brandy Rhodes, who, if you don't know Brandy Rhodes, you should actually be the ring announcer for WWE. But when Cody left to go do his own thing and then wrestling in JPW, Brandy, obviously being married to him, went with him, and she didn't end up being a ring announcer. She actually became a female superstar herself. But as far as AEW is concerned, she's taken on the role as Chief Branding Officer, or as she likes to say, Chief Brandy Officer. And, she's been pulling in a lot of talent as well, too, for the women's division. I believe Kylie Ray is one of the premier signings for AEW for the women's division, as well as a handful of other female superstars coming out of the indie scene. There's so many names that have been announced. I just can't even, begin to, I've already mentioned a few, but there's just so many people. And I even feel like, along with the names that they've announced so far, that these aren't even nearly, half of them. I feel like AEW has signed more talent than they have been putting out into the media. And so, with time, we'll see what happens when Double or Nothing comes around. We'll see. I know they're doing the Over the Budget Battle Royal again, which was an amazing match at All In. If you don't know what the Over the Budget Battle Royal is, it was a battle royal that earned its name because at All In, according to Cody, they didn't necessarily have the money to be able to pay everyone. So, obviously in the end, everything worked out for all the talent there. But because of that, they realized they were over budget when they got to the Battle Royal, and hence the name Over the Budget Battle Royale. But because it was such a hit, they're bringing it back for Double or Nothing. I'm super excited. It was such a fun match. One of the better Battle Royale matches I've seen from any promotion. And this was their first time out. So it was great. It was really good to watch. Now, we had some recent news as far as regarding the AEW pay-per-views. So, as I said, their first pay-per-view, unofficial to AEW, was All In. Their follow-up pay-per-view, officially under the banner, is Double or Nothing. I'm sure that is self-explanatory. And now we have our official third pay-per-view lined up, coming up in July 2019. And that is going to be called Fight for the Fallen. I think that's an amazing name for a pay-per-view. I feel like Fight for the Fallen is a reference to how, I'm sure it has to do with their own theme of the show, but I'm pretty sure it's a reference to how, in a way, over the years, a lot of superstars in the indie scene, as well as the mainstream, have fallen due to poor booking, poor marketing, just politics inside the business and whatnot. And so Fight for the Fallen, I feel, is a shout out to the superstars that necessarily haven't or have been overlooked, or to the superstars who, like Cody himself, were a part of these mainstream companies, and things just didn't end up working out the way they should have due to, whether it was, like I said, writing, booking, what have you. So Fight for the Fallen is in July 2019. Which is amazing news. Now, with the third official pay-per-view coming up, you're probably wondering, well, if AEW is this great new company coming out, do they have a TV show like how WWE does? So the news on that is that AEW does have a TV deal in the works. There is a TV deal in the works. Now, my thinking is it's either going to be with TBS or TNT. I would like it to be a part of TNT. I don't know why, but I just feel like TBS is not going to attract enough eyes if it's on TNT, simply because when WCW was around, they were on TNT. No other company has been able to do what AEW has done since they've launched in the last half year, in God knows how many years. And so for them to land a TV deal, I feel if they went with TNT, it would show everyone, oh, there's a wrestling promotion again on TNT? Oh, it's not WCW? Oh, what's this? AEW? Okay, let me check it out. So I'm not really too sure who they've landed with, but I do know they have a TV deal in the works. Tony Khan, even recently in an interview, has stated that their TV promotion, their TV deal is going to be, if not just as great, if not better than what's already being put out there. And he did specifically mention Raw and SmackDown. Now, as far as AEW is concerned, they themselves are stating that they're not in competition with anyone else, with WWE, with any other promotion around the block, that they are here to just provide an alternate solution. However, just like with Tony Khan's recent interview, there have been times where they do take jabs at WWE, which to me is completely fine. For years now, so many of us have been upset with the booking and the writing with WWE and how just none of it ever makes sense anymore. WWE just seems like it's just lazy booking, lazy writing, just to, get a cheap pop and then move on from there because they think that cheap pop will hold for a few weeks, which is lazy. As far as AEW goes, if I were WWE, I would be scared. Because yes, this company has not even amassed to the size of WWE, but as far as noise goes, yes, they have. Do I feel like AEW has what it takes to make it to the big leagues and compete with WWE? They're doing it already right now. All they need to do is have a solid foundation when it comes to, putting on their own promotion, putting on their own programming on television, keep with the consistent pay-per-views like they have been, and just keep doing what they're doing and just build off of that. I have no doubt in my mind that AEW is going to go far. Now, what else do I need to cover? Now, if you want to get familiar with more AEW news or just get familiar with a lot of the talent that are working in the forefront and behind the scenes to build this new promotion and to sign the talent, go on YouTube, check out Being the Elite on YouTube. They have their own web series. It's, half comedy, half reality. It's an amazing show. It's so funny. And then they have a few connected channels along with that. Follow All Elite Wrestling on Instagram. Follow Cody Rhodes on Instagram as well too. I think it's Nightmare Cody on Instagram. And they post their episodes from their other YouTube channel, which gives you a more in-depth behind-the-scenes look at AEW without the jokes. Maybe a few at the end, but it's on a more realistic level instead of that kayfabe level that they like to put on. Great content that these people are putting up. I'm just so excited. I cannot wait. With the third pay-per-view coming up in July, it's reported that the TV deal will not happen until October. It's believed that they've chosen Tuesday nights to run this, and that is because SmackDown will change to Fridays after it goes on, switches from USA Network to Fox Sports. If you don't know, not to talk too much about that, but I'll cover that in another episode. But because SmackDown is going to Fox Sports and changing to Fridays, they're going to be getting more of a sports like treatment, sports center type of treatment to how the product will look come October. But as I was saying, with the third pay-per-view in July, I kind of wish that this television show would be available before October, just because it seems like there's so much going on. But you know what? I'm not the Young Bucks. I'm not the Elite. I mean, I am Elite. I'm just saying. But I'm not Cody. These guys are smart. They know what they're doing. They are on a great path already. So what I'm going to do in my next episode or future segment, I'm going to cover in full detail everything you need to know for All Elite Wrestling. I just wanted to use this episode to introduce you guys, get you guys familiar with a new promotion. I apologize for the little breaks earlier in the episode. I was kind of getting choked up a little bit, and I'm outside recording right now, so there was a bug flying all over me. But please stay tuned. Like I said, in my future episodes, I will cover AEW in greater detail. If you guys have any questions, please leave a comment. Send me a voice message if you're listening on Anchor.fm. If you're on Spotify, go ahead and head over to Three Count Reviews on Twitter. Go ahead and tweet at me and let me know what you guys think about all this news. Let me know if there was anything that I missed. Like I said, I will be doing another episode covering everything about AEW in greater detail. Well, please shoot me a follow on Spotify. Support me here on Anchor.fm. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, you can hit me up on Anchor.fm, 3 Count Reviews. You can donate for 99 cents a month. You can donate for $4.99 a month. I believe the next tier up is $9.99. I could be wrong on that. If you'd like to find other ways to support the channel, just shoot me a message, like I said, on Twitter, 3 Count Reviews. That is my time for episode 2. I'll see you guys next time.